The COVID-19 virus got me thinking that every pop punk band sounds just like Linkin Park and not the president. I didn't set the precedent, and the chorus always sounds just like it. The world is crazy. Come back to New Jersey. I know you're feeling all alone, so come back to your only home. And lately, you've been feeling hasty, but you know it'll all be worth the wait. So come back to the Garden State. We all sound like we have a sinus infection, but it gives the ladies all female erections. Might not be the terminology. I failed 9th grade biology in high school, but now I'm so cool. The world is crazy. Come back to New Jersey. I know you're feeling all alone, so come back to your only home. And lately, you've been feeling hasty, but you know it'll all be worth the wait. So come back to the Garden State. This auto-tune sounds nothing like Mayday Parade. It just makes me sound like a really sad T-Pain. The world is crazy. Come back to New Jersey. I know you're feeling all alone, so come back to your only home. And lately, you've been feeling hasty, but you know it'll all be worth the wait. So come back to the Garden State. Wildwood, Avalon, Patterson, all go on. Hoboken, Toms River, Ben Trenton, Fort Desert, Emerson, Cherry Hill, Morristown. What a thrill, gambling NAC to show you what you just mean to me. It's crazy. Come back to New Jersey. I know you're feeling all alone, so come back to your only home. And lately, you've been feeling hasty, but you know it'll all be worth the wait. So come back to the Garden State.
Please welcome Prager University 2020 valedictorian, MAGA Boy.
Good morning, sheeple. It's time to wake up, hear the truth, and be welcome to the 2020 commencement for Prager University, the world's greatest and only free online conservative college that I somehow pay $120,000 to go to. First, remember that taxation is forcible confiscation of wealth. It's like the mob, only instead of broken kneecaps, we get schools and roads. But remember, we need to stop robbing billionaires through taxation. We need to stop the tyranny. How is a billionaire even supposed to survive in this communist world? Poor Jeff Bezos. Can't an almost trillionaire live in peace while continuing to add to his fortune during a global economic collapse? This is the world the libbers want for you. Tyranny and sheep and taxes on the obscenely wealthy. Well, let me tell the socialist communists something. I'm no goat. Bah! USA! 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 Before I go, I want to give a shout out to my time at Trump University, where I learned things about tax evasion, fraud, and running casinos into the ground. I'd also like to thank a few special people in attendance this morning. Ben Shapiro, who has always been like a dad to me. My dad isn't dead, he's just a Democrat, so pretty much the same thing. And let me just say, you're right, Ben. Slavery wasn't that bad. Candace Owens, my only black friend, thank you for being here. You're also right. Vaccines are a conspiracy. And to my idol, Don Jr., words cannot express what you mean to me. That time you said, no homo, that really spoke to me. I mean, I didn't even invite him. He just showed up to piss off any snowflakes in the audience. Hashtag epic, hashtag triggered, hashtag Jesus #2, hashtag the real Tiger King, hashtag Don go breaking my heart, hashtag it's a new dawn in America, hashtag Don worry, be happy, hashtag Donspiracy theory, hashtag I cry when I masturbate. In closing, I just want to say, freedom over fear, Bill Gates is Satan, kill grandma, fuck the vulnerable, keep America great. Thank you, class of 2020.
Well, that was quite the little tirade there, little boy, but at least the video worked. That's Hank, everybody.
The name's MAGA Boy, but now you can call me MAGA Man or Chad. Who are you?
Really? We've met many guys before. We did a show 2 weeks ago.
Dr. Fauci?
No.
Beto O'Rourke?
I'm Pete Smith. I narrated the What a Phony newsreels from the 1930s, one of the very first examples of satiric news. I've told you this several times, and I've killed myself in front of you several times. How could you not remember?
I remember. I just like pissing you off. Hashtag owning the libs. Hashtag triggered. Hashtag doing it for Don.
You really are the worst. You know that? And by the way, the 400 wealthiest Americans paid a lower tax rate than you or I in 2018.
Good. Stop oppressing the rich.
What?
I'm a grown man.
There'll always be a MAGA boy to me.
I'm a big boy. I'm grown up. I'm a man. You can't tell me anything, Pete Smith. I'm a college graduate now, so I don't have to listen to your liberal hoaxes anymore. Hashtag big boy smarty pants.
MAGA boy.
Man. MAGA man.
This is Prager University, a right-wing college that posts highly misleading videos on the internet to further conservative causes. In my day, we called that propaganda. They aren't a real university or accredited college in any way, shape, or form.
Nice try, Pete Smith, but I'm not falling for your liberal arts hoaxes. Hashtag no boxes. Hashtag but there are boxes everywhere. Hashtag interesting. I gained so much knowledge here you wouldn't believe.
Oh, really? Like what?
Yes, really. Like I learned that social justice isn't real justice and is destroying the fabric of America, that the left is destroying young boys to become trannies, and that the Civil War wasn't really about slavery. Hashtag I would have voted for Lincoln, against Lincoln.
You're the worst. You just got virtually slapped. You were scammed into believing conspiracy theories and a whole horse load of cockamamie.
Conspiracies, cockamamie. Prager University is the greatest higher education any true American can get. I've had just about enough with your liberal arts college brainwashing. What? Next, you're going to tell me that my non-existent associate's degree from Trump University is a massive scam too?
I don't have to tell you. Trump settled a $25 million fraud lawsuit in 2016 over the, quote, sham university that, according to the Attorney General of New York, quote, swindled thousands of Americans out of billions of dollars.
2016, the year of our Lord and Savior, Donald J. Trump. Hashtag electoral landslide. Hashtag the popular vote is for fags. Wait, Trump swindled people? As if. Nice try, Pete Smith. Hashtag fake news. Look, as much as I'd love to sit and chat about the greatest president that ever existed and hear more about your leftist hoax, I have to get to the rest of my speech or else Dennis Prager won't give me my diploma.
You mean the man who called the COVID lockdown the, quote, greatest mistake in the history of humanity?
He only speaks the truth. This is the greatest political hoax in the history of our country. The lockdown just shows how much of a plandemic this really is.
MAGA boy.
Man, I'm a man. Big boy smarty pants. I'm a man. I'm grown. I pee standing up. I'm a big boy. My balls dropped. I do my research on YouTube.
I know. And congratulations on your balls. Look, COVID-19 is not a planned pandemic.
It's a plandemic. Typical liberal putting words in my mouth.
What?
Bill Gates.
There are nearly 90,000 Americans dead.
George Soros.
Over 1 million confirmed cases. How are you not grasping the severity of this?
Hillary Clinton.
What?
If I want to go to Subway to get a foot-long meatball sub on Asiago bread, it's my right to do it with an AT-4 rocket launcher slung over my shoulder without wearing a mask. That's my God-given right as an American. No liberal, communist, socialist, God-hater is going to stop me. And if I want a haircut, I'm gonna get a haircut. My body, my choice. Hashtag me too.
MAGA boy, please stop
It's
yelling.
man, stop misgendering me.
That's not how that works.
Obamagate.
Trump literally just made that up.
Hillary's emails, fat pig loser Rosie O'Donnell made up the coronavirus to stop Trump from winning the election.
The level of misinformation you're spreading is astronomical.
Well, the earth is flat, so
What
it makes
is
sense.
wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me. Hashtag what's wrong with you? You're a brainwashed sheeple. I'm a college graduate. I only speak truth.
I have zero faith that this is going to work, but how about we watch a satiric news show to stop the spread of this misinformation you're so hell-bent on sharing?
If it's the one with the awkward four-eyed skyscraper and the pudgy four-eyed sweat lodge, I'm not going to pay attention.
You're the worst. Everyone hates you.
Welcome to the All Right News hour report. Graduation special.
Welcome, everybody, to the All Right News hour report.
Graduation special.
You seem pretty excited.
Well, I passed my math class, so I officially graduated today.
Congratulations. See, kids, look what minimal effort can get you.
A college degree. Go Birds!
Congratulations to the Albright College class of 2020, which just had its virtual commencement ceremony. Well, sort of. I'm not really sure what happened. Look, the motto of 2020 might as well be, we're having technical difficulties. Every student in the history of the college has been vindicated when they said they tried to turn in a paper, but their computer crashed.
Yeah, that's what happened with every assignment I ever turned in for your classes.
I bet. Hey, nothing like graduating via Facebook Live.
It's no satiric news show via Facebook Live.
It's before noon on a Sunday, so for all the white ladies that are joining us, cheers.
When white ladies day drink, it's fun, but when I do it, I have a problem. Let's get to the headlines.
It's been an absolutely insane week in the news. For instance, an army of tiny dick men shut down the Michigan legislature on Wednesday, and that's barely a story.
Democracy is overrated anyway.
An Alaskan state legislator, compared the coronavirus health screening measures in his state to the Holocaust.
Ben Carpenter wasn't done, though. In what has become all too common since 2016, Carpenter went full, there's good people on both sides.
After wondering if COVID patients would be shipped away to concentration camps, Carpenter defended Hitler, saying, quote, "People want to say Hitler was a white supremacist. No, he was fearful of the Jewish nation, and that drove him into some unfathomable atrocities."
In other words, a white supremacist. The silver lining here is that his Republican colleagues quickly and empathetically denounced him and his comments.
2020, when we're happy and a little surprised when Republicans denounce white nationalism. In stupid news, Donald Trump is president of the United States. In a ceremony unveiling the new Space Force flag, which is actually not the joke, we live in the dumbest time, Trump referred to a new weapon as a
super duper missile.
Yep, a super duper missile. He has the nuclear codes. At a rally in Allentown on Thursday, President Trump summed up the administration's coronavirus testing philosophy, saying the testing is overrated. He continued,
When you test, you have a case. When you test, you find something is wrong with people. If we didn't do any testing, we would have few cases.
That philosophy would have come in pretty handy for your math class. If I don't grade it, I don't fail.
I passed.
This just in, I no longer eat too many cookies because I've stopped counting. So how can I eat too many cookies if I technically haven't eaten any because I stopped counting? Riddle me that, Joey. I'm also calling cookies vegetables now, so there.
The city of Philadelphia has stopped tracking crime and is now the safest city in America.
Honestly, Trump's testing comment is pretty much the founding circular philosophy of libertarianism.
Stop stealing my liberty.
Sorry. America's favorite Nazi, Laura Ingraham, said on her hate show Friday night that all the talk about contact testing, tracing, testing, and vaccines is, quote, panic porn.
Is that on Pornhub? I'm asking for a friend.
I don't think so. Trump continued the stupidity at his rally, even messing up something as simple as saying that doctors and nurses are heroes. Instead, he said doctors and nurses are
running into death just like soldiers running into bullets. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Trump continued to flaunt the scientific community, stating that
I want to make one thing clear. Vaccine or no vaccine, we're back. And we are starting the process. In many cases, they don't have vaccines and a virus or a flu comes and you fight through it.
Trump wasn't done, though, because he's never done. Hashtag please fucking vote. On Friday, he downplayed the death toll, first questioning its validity, then trying to minimize the nearly 90,000 people who have died by saying,
it's a very, very small percentage. I say it all the time, it's a tiny percentage. The vast majority, many people don't even know they have it.
This just in, let's never again elect a president who has no capacity for empathy and or is illiterate.
Not to be outdone on the stupidity front, everyone's favorite stupid Congressman Devin Nunes on Thursday told Fox News, we are forced to have to ballot harvest because it's the only way to win. So as long as we have a robust ballot harvesting operation come November, and I hate saying that because it's illegal in 49 states, I think Mike Garcia is in good shape to hold on to that seat because it is traditionally a Republican seat.
Nothing like Republicans saying the quiet parts out loud. In grifter news, the U.S. government has paid at least $970,000 to President Trump's company since Trump took office, including payments for more than 1,600 nightly room rentals at Trump's hotels and clubs. This, according to federal records obtained by the Washington Post.
The fake Amazon Washington Post.
Right, sorry. But remember, Trump doesn't take his salary, so all the grift and golf is really just charity in his mind.
I could use some grift or charity. Venmo me at Joey Rhymes Love.
Men across the country are following President Trump's lead, refusing to wear masks in public because they think it makes them look weak and less manly.
Is dying from stupidity manly?
Yes. Yes, it is. Trump took to Twitter on Friday to thank his, quote, keyboard warriors.
Trump will need his army of trolls and bots to help spread disinformation in his re-election bid. Trump said his trolls were far more brilliant than any Madison Avenue advertising executives.
Yeah, brilliant. In other stupid news, the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who read 25 books and brought peace to the Middle East, said during an interview with Time magazine that he wasn't sure about moving the upcoming presidential election due to the coronavirus.
Despite the Constitution having the audacity to not giving Jared authority to move the election.
Joey, he read 25 books about elections.
Kushner stated that he hopes to keep the election on November 3rd, but said, I'm not sure I can commit one way or the other, but right now that's the plan.
Kushner went on to equate the lockdown with being a pussy, saying, quote, I really believe that once America opens up, it'll be very hard for America to ever lock down again.
Don Jr. chimed in saying, I'm locked down with being a fuck machine. Hashtag, I'm not really a fuck machine. Hashtag, I'm really sad and broken.
Hashtag Daddy loves Jared more than me. Kushner is also reportedly behind the country's lack of testing. According to the Financial Times, Trump was worried that preparing for the pandemic would spook the stock market.
Spooky. Woo!
Kushner was reportedly driving that thought process, quote, arguing that testing too many people or ordering too many ventilators would spook the markets. Woo! And so we just shouldn't do it. According to the Financial Times, that advice worked far more powerfully on Trump than what the scientists were saying.
No shit. The advice of chicken nuggets has worked far more powerfully on Trump than what scientists are saying. Hashtag chicken nuggets rule.
Hashtag Wrigley loves chicken nuggets. Nothing quite like stupid entitled rich white sons to remind you that nothing will ever be okay. I mean, Joe Biden's entire campaign should just be, look, Jared won't be in charge of anything.
To be fair, he read 25 books.
True. In other stupid news, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, if Karen were a dude who wanted to live in space. Oh, breaking news, the Plandemic documentary is complete bullshit. Do conservatives' computers not have Google?
To be fair, the documentary had nice editing. In other stupid news, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy went on Fox News on Wednesday to fight for his freedom, declaring that he, quote, doesn't want to wear a face mask in the shower.
That makes sense. You know, Don Jr. told me that only pussies wear face masks. Hashtag face masks are for pussies. Hashtag I take freedom showers. Hashtag face mask gate.
Hashtag I cry in the shower. Senator Rand Paul, who boasts the most punchable face in the Senate, got into an exchange with Dr. Anthony Fauci during a Senate hearing on Tuesday.
Point of clarification, Ted Cruz has the most punchable face in the Senate. Paul has the most punched face in the Senate.
True. Mitch McConnell could not be reached for comment.
Paul, who was beaten up by his neighbor last year and himself tested positive for coronavirus, claimed that the virus is on a relatively benign course outside of New England.
Which, of course, isn't true. Warren County, Kentucky, where Rand Paul lives, has more COVID-19 cases per capita than 51 of the 67 counties in New England. Also, fucking Rand Paul has a coronavirus. Now, don't worry, because he took personal responsibility by swimming in the Senate pool and exposing numerous people to the virus while waiting for his test results. Personal responsibility, everybody.
Paul continued pushing for reopening schools, lecturing Fauci that I don't think you're the end all. I don't think you're the one person that gets to make a decision. We can listen to your advice, but there are people on the other side saying there's not going to be a surge and that we can safely open the economy, and the facts will bear this out.
Fauci responded that libertarianism was the dumbest political philosophy in history, questioned how Paul could possibly have facts from the future, then reiterated that he, quote, never made himself out to be the end all. Fauci then warned Paul, quote, I think we better be careful in thinking that children are completely immune from the deleterious effects.
Even though Fauci again warned of the serious consequences of opening the economy too soon, we shouldn't be surprised that Republicans and the Trump administration continue to push to open the country as quickly as possible.
In other news, nearly every single country and state that has reopened or loosened restrictions has had a spike in cases. Texas saw its highest and second highest death tolls on Thursday and Friday, respectively, while Wisconsin saw its highest numbers yet on Saturday. Can't see any issues at all with reopening.
In related news, a factory in Colombia is making new cardboard-based hospital beds for COVID patients that can easily transition into coffins.
So they can make convertible coffin beds, but not face masks?
Apparently. Good thing this is all just a plandemic hoax.
Good thing. In other dystopic hellscape news, on Wednesday, the FDA released a handbook on how to convert refrigerated trucks that held the dead bodies of coronavirus victims back to their typical use of hauling food, even if, quote, blood or other bodily fluids leaked inside.
That is so comforting.
Really?
As the Trump administration tells us there's nothing to worry about, the White House itself is experiencing its own COVID outbreak.
Mike Pence's press secretary and Stephen Miller's sacrificial bride, Katie Miller, tested positive this week, as did one of Trump's valets.
Nothing to see here. Keep moving along. Everything's fine.
Don Jr. is not worried about the outbreak in the White House, though, because he's doing push-ups in quarantine.
Hashtag push-up challenge. Hashtag no COVID, no homo. Hashtag I cry when I sleep.
Just to reiterate, the White House, which has testing capacities and security procedures found nowhere else in the country, is experiencing an outbreak. But it's safe for you to go back to work and stop by Buffalo Wild Wings.
This just in, I had Buffalo Wild Wings before the show.
Weren't you at the virtual cap toss thing that didn't happen?
Yep, and I was eating a bunch of wings.
At 10 a.m.? Is that why the live stream didn't work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Joey. No. Joey. Oh, God. Damn it.
What?
Did you just shit your pants?
I'm wearing a gown.
Did you just shit your gown?
I didn't not shit my gown.
Buffalo Wild
Buffalo
Wings.
Wild Wings.
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 Beer.
Sport.
Full disclosure, Buffalo Wild Wings is a reluctant sponsor of the All Right News Half-Hour Hour Report.
In other news, Pizza Hut has sued the All Right News Half-Hour Hour Report for defamation, saying that their pizzas does not, in fact, cause people to immediately shit their pants.
Defamation, more like defecation. Pizza Hut! Oh my God.
That's the Hut. Not you. Not me.
No.
Nobody.
That went well. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell warned on Wednesday that the U.S. economy will experience, quote, longer-term concerns if policymakers fail to address the risks of a prolonged recession in the wake of COVID-19.
In response, House Democrats on Friday passed a massive new stimulus package, the HEROES Act, that would give Americans another stimulus check and infuse billions of dollars into small businesses and the economy.
Mitch McConnell has said the bill would be dead on arrival in the Senate. Republicans have countered with either doing nothing or cutting taxes for corporations and a payroll tax, which would take money earmarked for Social Security and Medicare. Good thing that moron on your Facebook feed thinks there's no difference between the parties.
Is that moron Don Jr.?
Hashtag I wish.
Hashtag go birds.
As the economy tumbles, Rick Bright, the former head of the federal agency charged with overseeing the rapid production of a vaccine to fight the novel coronavirus, and who was fired by Trump for not hawking hydroxychloroquine despite the complete lack of scientific testing, testified before Congress on Thursday and warned of the, quote, darkest winter in modern history if the United States, in his words, does not develop a coordinated approach based in science to combat the virus.
Remember when listening to scientists during a global pandemic wasn't considered partisan or controversial? 2020 sucks.
Don't forget, in 2020 America, everyone's opinion is valid. It doesn't matter if one's backed by expertise and the other by YouTube. That's called freedom, Joey.
That's true. Liberty for all. It's tough. The whole scientific community thinks this is bad and advises stricter social distancing measures. But my friend who barely passed high school thinks that the whole thing is a pandemic. So, like Trump said, one day it'll just magically go away. Woo-hoo.
Is that friend you, Joey?
No comment.
Speaking of Trump wanting things to magically go away, the Supreme Court heard a case this week to decide the fate of Trump's tax returns.
The White House has ignored subpoenas for Trump's tax returns for years, and this case could decide if Trump must turn over his tax returns to Congress.
Now, the arguments proceeded in two phases. One involved the consolidated cases related to the House subpoenas issued in connection with the House's power to investigate for legislative purposes. The other concerned the Manhattan DA's subpoena issued by a grand jury in connection with a criminal investigation over payments to women alleging affairs with Trump and possible tax law violations.
Don Jr. argued that as a rich white man, it is his father's God-given American right to have affairs and commit tax law violations. And no, hashtag supremely liberal court is going to take that right away.
These cases are not only critical for the investigations into President Trump, but they're being closely watched because of what the rulings will mean for the parameters of executive power for this and future presidents.
Trump's attorneys have argued essentially that Trump is above the law, pointing to the numerous crimes that he's gotten away with.
They argue that Trump is entitled to, quote, temporary absolute presidential immunity from the subpoenas at issue, along with all other forms of criminal process, even if the case is directed not at the president, but at other parties, and even if it relates to conduct having nothing to do with the president.
So Trump is above the law?
Yeah, that's the argument. This just in, Susan Collins is disappointed you don't understand her disappointment in Trump being above the law.
Trump's lawyers further argued that Trump is simply too busy being president to have a third party turn over his tax return.
Trump, who golfs and watches lots of TV, tweeted over 100 times on Tuesday, the same day his lawyer said he was too busy working.
In a series of batshit crazy tweets that featured whining, self-congratulations, and conspiracy theories, Trump accused Morning Joe host and Trump critic Joe Scarborough of murder.
Joey Love, college graduate.
I passed math!
Remember we had presidents who didn't baselessly accuse journalists of murder? Remember when something like this would have been shocking and an impeachable offense? Feeling great about our country right now. Almost literally, while his lawyer was arguing Trump was too busy, Trump tweeted this.
When will they open a cold case on that psycho Joe Scarborough matter in Florida? Did he get away with murder? Some people think so. Why did he leave Congress so quietly and quickly? Isn't it obvious? What's happening now? A total nut job.
Cool. Trump has also taken to an almost daily tweet saying simply and in all caps, transition to greatness. He does realize he's been president this whole time, right?
I'm not sure he does, Matt. The Trump administration has been slamming the Obama administration because former President Obama has begun to publicly criticize the Trump administration's pandemic response.
First off, let's all take a moment to realize what a stunning rebuke of Trump it was to have President Obama address the 2020 high school graduates last night.
Instead of asking the sitting president, they instead opted for Obama, knowing that Trump is incapable of delivering a measured and inspiring address. Listen up, class of 2020. Even you libtards and losers and that fat kid in band, I'm sorry, you'll always be a fat loser, just like Rosie O'Donnell. I was great in high school. Everybody wanted to be me. Slept with a lot of hot girls. They'll deny it now, but it's true. Just like the blacks, I didn't read a single book, and I still graduated. And here you are, stepping into a country that is winning like it has never won before.
Let's just stop there before it gets any worse. During his virtual commencement speech yesterday afternoon to graduates of HBCUs, Obama said, "More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge."
He followed that up during his evening address to high school graduates by saying, "Doing what feels good, what's convenient, what's easy, that's how little kids think. A lot of so-called grown-ups, including some with fancy titles and important jobs, still think that way, which is why things are so screwed up."
The Trump team responded by tweeting out a clip from the film Independence Day with Trump's head put on Bill Pullman's body while Pullman's fake president gives a speech about fighting aliens.
We'd show it to you now, but it's just too funny.
Too funny.
It would show us up and humiliate us. I mean, they put Ted Cruz's head choking back tears. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Also, Trump's idea of an inspiring message is putting his smirking head on a fake movie president, giving a fake inspirational speech about fighting aliens. I mean, I guess technically they are illegal aliens. No wonder they asked Obama to speak.
The Trump administration has begun overtly attacking Obama, hoping people are stupid enough to think that Trump's failures are actually Obama's fault.
Unfortunately, that's not my line.
Oh no! Unfortunately, it is kind of working. Oh, he messed everything up.
Way to
Whatever. Unfortunately, it's kind of working. Because some people apparently have no concept of how time works.
The Trump
Or how to
administration.
read.
Or how to, yeah.
At least our video's working.
The Trump administration has begun blaming Obama for the pandemic, for the country's lack of planning and equipment, while ignoring the fact that Trump has been president for nearly 4 years.
Now, to be fair, Obama never told Trump that reading was a job requirement.
Earlier this week, the administration was arguing there was no pandemic response document left by the Obama administration. Then when called on their obvious lie, they pivoted to pretending that it was no good because it was just a paper packet.
Seriously, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, however you say her last name, I don't know, held up a binder. Joey can't read. I can mispronounce one name. It's fine. Held up a binder with the magical Trump response plan. Then she held up some loose papers and referred to the Obama plan as a literal paper packet. For real, their argument is that their papers are in a binder, so they're better, and Obama's weren't, so they're bad. More importantly, 5 months into the crisis, there's still no word on what exactly the Trump plan actually is.
As part of the paper packet, Trump has also been trying to start his own conspiracy, repeatedly tweeting about Obamagate without providing any evidence or even any specifics about what exactly Obamagate is supposed to be. Here to comment with her take on the faux scandal is our favorite baby boomer, Mary Beth Stevenson.
Oh, thank you for having me, Joey. It's an honor. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's
Are
Joey.
you commencing? Now. Oh, I think it's Joey. I don't know about all that.
Oh, so Mary Beth, have you seen the Obamagate tweets?
Well, I'm not on the tweet book, Joey. I'm not looking for the grinder that my Shawnee sent to me, but I have heard the many scandals of the Obama administration.
Okay, I hesitate to ask, but
just like Joe Biden, I tell you, one time in 1974, Joe Biden grabbed my shoulder and he whispered into my ear,
Mary Beth Stevenson, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Oh, I see. Now that we're a college graduate, we steal other people's jokes. I see you, Joey love. I see you.
You just tell that story every time you're on.
Well, I don't know about all that. Like Joe Biden whispered into my ear one time in 1974, I'm just a lying dog-faced, no-good pony soldier. Then he told me, don't vote for me. But I do know about Obamagate. Rand Paul went swimming in the Senate pool while waiting for his positive coronavirus test. And now he's uncovered that the Obama administration was using proper government channels to conduct government business. Can you believe that?
So the scandal is competence?
Well, I don't know about all that. Now, my Shawnee was telling me that he can't get a job right now. And you know why? Barack Obama.
I don't think that's true. Unemployment is at 15% and climbing.
Pound sign, thank you very much, Barack Obama.
Hashtag, it's hashtag thanks Obama.
I don't know about all that. I also remember when Barack Hussein Obama put Dijon mustard on his hot dog.
That's not really a scandal.
Oh, really? Not really a scandal, Joey? Oh, I don't know about all that, but I do know that using Dijon mustard is a scandal. Uranium 1! Sean Hannity knows. Everybody knows it's the gay mustard. My Shawnee uses the Dijon mustard, and you know about him. I've been sending him pictures of Mike Pence and his steely gaze to shock the gay out of him. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's all part of the socialist gay agenda. First Dijon mustard, then complete government control of our lives, then gay marriage.
Gay marriage is already legal.
I don't know about that, but I do know about higher taxes.
Okay.
Joey?
Yeah, okay.
Look, Barack Hussein Obama, born in Kenya, also wore a tan suit. Now, I know you're a little light in the loafers yourself, Jewy, Mr. Theater Major, Mr. Song and Dance, Mr. I Make the Jokes and the Funnies About the News, Mr. Juan China. But I don't need to tell you what kind of man wears a tan suit. A socialist.
Ronald Reagan wore a tan suit numerous times.
How dare you? You get his name out of your filthy mouth. What's next? You're going to tell me Reagan ignored a deadly virus too?
Oh, well, actually...
No, I don't know about all that. But what I do know is that Barack, Socialist, Hussein, Communist, Stalin, Castro, Obama picked Joe Biden for his president, his vice president. And we all know what a womanizer he is. Tara Reid? Now, we all know I don't believe women. I think we all know that. I'm more than willing to ignore the over 24 sexual assault and rape allegations against Donald Trump. And don't get me started on Dr. Christie, whatever, blah, blah, Ford. Oh, I testified under oath. Brett Kavanaugh is a hero. And it's about time the white men of this country were no longer victimized by the system.
What?
Poor white men. MAGA man's commencement speech really touched me. Just like Joe Biden. I didn't ask for it, it just did it. White men it's so tough nowadays. Are black people being murdered for running or just sleeping inside of their houses? Sure. But they don't have it like white men have it. Now, I like Tara Reid. I didn't care so much for some of her movies. Why did she have to go and tarnish the good name of American Pie?
I think you're talking about the actress Tara Reid, who was in the American Pie movies, not the former Biden staffer accusing Biden of sexual assault, Tara Reid.
Jewy, how many Tara Reids can there be? Are you saying that Joe Biden has sexually assaulted every woman named Tara Reid?
No, I'm not.
Obamagate! I knew it! That's the scandal! Jewy Love, you cracked the case.
Oh, I don't think I did anything
No,
like
I don't
that.
know about all that. But what I do know is that the class of 2020 needs to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, whether their name is Tara Reid or not. When I graduated college, I was just a no-good lying dog-faced pony soldier. You probably don't know this, but one time in 1974, Joe Biden whispered that into my ear. Now, when I graduated, did I complain about a global pandemic? No. I walked down the street and I was given a job with a pension. Now, will I fight against you having a pension? You better believe it. Take some personal responsibility, Malens. What can rent cost? $75 a month? Is minimum wage the same as when I was your age? Sure. Look, do we need another tax cut for the wealthy? Probably. Every time we cut taxes for the wealthy and deregulate business, does it result in an economic collapse? Sure. Should we do it again? Of course. But you Malens are so lazy. Give me health care this. I don't want to die from the coronavirus that. Complain, 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 just like Barack Obama. They need to take responsibility, just like President Trump, who famously said he takes no responsibility at all for his catastrophic response to the coronavirus, which, by the way, is just a pandemic. I saw that video. It had very nice editing. So I believe it instead of the entirety of the medical community. Never underestimate production values, Jewy.
I won't.
Now, before I go, let me say this about Obamagate. It's real. Whatever President Trump says is true. My cousin, who hasn't read a book in 25 years, says it's the greatest political hoax of all time. But you will go ahead and believe your doctors and your scientists. Also, Obama's black, so that's a no-go with the Trumpers. It's probably about race. Whenever Trump gets backed into a corner, he pulls out some good old-fashioned red-blooded American racism, like with that Oriental reporter in the China stuff. Obamagate!
Mary Beth Stevenson, everybody. Oh, jeez.
I did it! I graduated!
Oh,
Jewy,
no.
I graduated today!
You didn't. You graduated years ago.
Okay.
You can go now.
Congratulations,
You did great. Oy vey.
Boy, she was something, huh?
Yeah. Oy. In a court victory for the virus, the Wisconsin Supreme Court overturned the governor's stay-at-home orders. In other news, in about a week, Wisconsin will see a spike in coronavirus cases.
In the subtweet of the week, on Thursday, the Washington State Emergency Management account responded to a tweet about the 40th anniversary of the eruption of Mount St. Helens by saying, quote, 40 years ago today, people pushed the state to reopen areas around Mount St. Helens, citing tourism and the economy against the advice of scientists. 5 days later, the volcano erupted.
Typical volcanoes, just erupting whenever they want and keeping me from going inside my local Dick's Drive-In for some frozen yogurt. Newsflash, sheeple, not everyone that gets ash in their lungs from a volcano dies.
Right.
It really only affects those susceptible to volcano eruptions like the elderly. And if some of these liberals in charge in Washington knew that, they'd see that staying indoors to avoid asthma attacks and lava burns are ruining this country. If I was there, I'd walk right up to that volcano, AK-47 in hand, and show it who's boss.
Sure you would. Shooting volcanoes is always a sound strategy.
Merca.
Speaking of sound strategy, Republican Senator Richard Burr of North Carolina, now former chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, had his cell phone seized by federal authorities as part of an investigation into whether Burr violated a law preventing members of Congress from trading on insider information they've gleaned from their official work.
Burr sold a significant percentage of his stock portfolio in 33 different transactions on February 13th, just as his committee was receiving daily coronavirus briefings and a week before the stock market declined sharply. Much of the stock was invested in businesses that in subsequent weeks were hit hard by the plunging market.
Burr, who's essentially accused of insider trading and, selling stock to make a profit off of the coronavirus rather than using that information to help people, is one of the leading Senate voices urging an investigation into Hunter Biden.
To be fair, Burr is hardly the only senator to sell stock after the coronavirus briefing. Burr did announce on Thursday that he would be stepping down from as chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee amidst the federal investigation.
Why Burr is the only senator to be investigated is problematic and points to a further corrupting of the Department of Justice by Attorney General Bill Barr. After all, it was Senator Burr's committee that found Russia did in fact interfere in the 2016 election on behalf of Trump, a fact the administration and Barr repeatedly deny.
That sure sounds like deep state's conspiracy to me.
Quiet, Joey. Everybody knows only Democrats are part of the deep state. Republican corruption's called patriotism.
Got it. In other corruption news, Trump continues to purge the government of any inspector general who has tried to do their job, with Trump firing the State Department inspector general who was looking into Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for a potential abuse of office.
Just over a month, Trump has now fired 4 inspector generals from the State Department, Pentagon, HHS, and the intelligence community, all for what Politico calls, quote, overtly self-interested reasons. Gosh, it's almost like Trump thinks he's above the law.
Someday I'm going to fire somebody for overtly self-interested reasons because I'm a college graduate.
Is it going to be because they didn't like the Eagles?
Go Birds.
Speaking of corrupting the system for overtly self-interested reasons, Attorney General Bill Barr's dismissal of the Michael Flynn case hit a snag this week.
As a reminder, former National Security Director Michael Flynn was an unregistered foreign agent, lied to the FBI multiple times, lied to Vice President Pence about it, and was fired by President Trump himself.
Nevertheless, conservatives have tried to turn Flynn's prosecution into part of Obamagate. Maybe. Is that what Obamage's supposed to be? I don't know. That lady who looks like Chuck Schumer wasn't very helpful. Anyway, they think it's a conspiracy, claiming that the Obama administration found out Flynn was an unregistered foreign agent because they were listening to the Russian ambassador's phone calls, and Michael Flynn was calling the Russian ambassador and was lying about it. Then, if you can believe it, the Obama administration had the audacity to investigate Flynn, to find out why he was calling the Russian ambassador and lying about it. Hank's trying to get inside the house because he decided now would be a good time to go outside. This is what's called an unmasking.
As a reminder, Obama told Trump to his face that Flynn was bad news and not to hire him. The real deep state conspiracy.
Now, while unmasking does sound nefarious,
and a key component of the Masked Singer's success,
it is quite common. According to the New York Times,
failing New York Times,
quote, under U.S. surveillance rules, unmasking an American's identity in a report derived from foreign intelligence surveillance is routine when necessary to understand, for example, who was the Russian ambassador talking to. The NSA did so 10,000 times last year and nearly 17,000 times in 2018.
In other unmasking news, Don Jr. unmasked himself only to find more sadness buried underneath. Hashtag I'll never be good enough for daddy. Hashtag why won't he love me gate. Hashtag I fucking suck gate.
Hashtag at least you're not Eric. As a reminder, the Obama administration left behind a 69-page pandemic playbook, the aforementioned packet of papers, on how to respond to a global pandemic, which the Trump administration has completely ignored. Now, to be fair, they can't read.
How many pages was it?
69.
Nice.
Very mature.
College graduate. Flynn also confessed in open court twice. Very deep state.
Nevertheless, Bill Barr continues to turn the DOJ into Trump's personal law firm, Shitty and Barr, working tirelessly to get Flynn off the hook. Again, Barr is arguing that even though Flynn confessed twice in open court, that there's not enough evidence to convict him.
Justice is putting up a fight, however, as the judge in the case, Emmett Sullivan, has ordered former Judge John Gleeson to present arguments in opposition to the DOJ's motion to dismiss the case against Michael Flynn. Furthermore, Gleeson is to investigate whether Flynn should be held in criminal contempt, because the only way for him to be innocent is that he lied when he confessed, which would be perjury.
Look at you, Mr. College graduate.
I passed my math class.
I mean, it was pass-fail. In other Albright news, the semester's finally over.
I passed my math class. 1 + 1 equals yeah, bitches.
Students, faculty, staff, and administrators all sighed a collective sigh of thank fucking God.
That I passed my math class?
Yeah, Joey. Everybody was really worried about you and your math class.
Oh, good.
Now, of course, the real celebration of today is Albright College's class of 2020. Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, LeBron James, and other notable figures have been delivering moving, inspiring, and thought-provoking virtual commencement addresses this spring. President Trump has tweeted out photos of him on Independence Day. Here with his own brand of wisdom is the Albright News half-hour report's favorite founding father and this year's commencement speaker, Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Nice wig.
It's not a wig, man. Not a wig.
Oh, sorry.
Albright class of 2020. Yo. What is up? It's your boy, Benjamin Franklin, a.k.a. Filthy Frank, a.k.a. Ben Foster's Lager, a.k.a. Ben Steal Your Girl, a.k.a. Frank Zip Zappa Zop, a.k.a. Franks for the memories. I want to be the first to congratulate yous on your achievement of graduating college. Some of yous might be shocked to hear this because I'm a bona fide genius, like Jerry Colangelo for firing Sam Hinkie after the Sixers went 1-21 during the 2015-2016 season, or Hall & Oates for taking my advice on not naming themselves Ballroom and Cheerios. But I never went to college. I stopped going to school at the age of 10 because, come on, who's going to be able to teach me, Benjamin fucking Franklin, anything new, huh? Having me go to college is like yous taking a master class with Chris Christie on weight loss. Waste of time, money, and quite frankly, no pun intended, if you want to lose weight, you have to join a Philly Planet Fitness for any results.
If this is anything like the Philly porn, I know I'm going to regret this, but what makes a Philly Planet Fitness different from any other Planet Fitness?
Oh, at a Philly Planet Fitness, all the stairs machines are modeled after the art museum steps. All the fitness instructors look like Andy Reid and are consistently eating a hamburger. And you wipe down the machines using a spray bottle full of water from the Delaware.
That doesn't sound very sanitary.
Oh, it's not. The CDC named it the number 3 place to catch coronavirus in Philadelphia Magazine, which was under any Walmart ever and Daydream Strip Club. But that's besides the point, Matthew. This is about the class of 2020.
Right.
Look, Yous guys got the whole world ahead of yous. The world is your hoagie. You make it how you want it, all right? Some of yous are going to want to be the meat of the hoagie, the heart of thriving societies like doctors and lawyers and Eagles cheerleaders. And others are going to be the tomatoes, losers like John Adams and Dak Prescott and anyone who's ever been on an improv team. I'm looking at you, Matthew. Hey,
It's true.
Look. On a serious note, though, this John's scary. This COVID shit, it's worse than going to a Mama's Day parade sober or the blackface in the movie Trading Places. But yous all persevered through it. Sure, none of yous lived through the Revolutionary War or fought to end slavery, but yous joined your online classes, slept for 10 hours, and gained 30 pounds. So, same thing. To quote my favorite rapper, Meek Mill, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Because all of yous maybe finished school, but yous got so much more to go on to do. Yous are going to make the next Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV or help win another Super Bowl for the Birds or even get a chance to sleep with me. And don't listen to whatever George Washington's been saying about me having chlamydia. Mr. I cannot tell a lie can keep my name out of his motherfucking mouth, all right? He's a Redskins fan anyway, so he don't know goddamn shit.
Are you done trashing George Washington yet?
Matthew, trust the process. Look, I'm getting off topic. In the end, if I'm going to leave yous with one piece of wisdom from the Poor Richard's Almanac, it's this. The world is full of fools and faint hearts, and yet everyone has courage enough to bear the misfortunes and wisdom enough to manage the affairs of his neighbor. So go out in the world, be your best selves, and don't get caught in bed with your next door neighbor's wife.
Wow. I mean, up until that last part, that was pretty profound, Frank.
Oh, and if you want profound, get a load of this. There cannot be good living where there is not good drinking. So cheers to the Albright class of 2020, the graduates all across the globe, and once we're out of quarantine, let's go down to South Philly and hit a dive bar up and get fucked up. Go Birds!
And John Van Franklin, everybody. Always a treat. Always a treat. And now it's time for our favorite segment, Jokes by My Kids. Nils has a riddle. You listening, Joey?
I'm listening.
It was raining outside, and a man didn't have an umbrella or something to cover his head. But not a hair on his head got wet. How?
Witchcraft. Oh, wait, no. He's Nick Foles, and he's perfect.
He was bald.
Oh, okay.
You were close there. Okay, Henrik has this joke for you. He wrote this all himself. I just want you to know that beforehand. So it starts, yeah, bitches. What is Joey's actual last name?
Love. My last name's Love.
Wrong. It's Hot Dog because Joey loved hot dog.
That's the show, folks.
He wrote that himself. It's a joke of the show. It's so funny.
That's so good.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right, Malin. She says, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh, very funny. Another math question. Hot dogs.
That's correct. And now for our final segment of this graduation special. We decided to combine two of our favorite segments, Don Jr. hashtags and Point Counterpoint. So we'll be doing a point counterpoint on the best Don Jr. hashtag for this Instagram post that he put of Joe Biden.
Now, to be clear, this is a real Instagram post from Don Jr. He posted it yesterday morning, and it has well over 100,000 likes. If you find yourself a little down and want to feel worse about the world, go ahead and jump down the rabbit hole that is Don Jr.'s Instagram feed.
Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, here we go. Point. Hashtag, when the only thing you know is that daddy doesn't love you.
Counterpoint. Hashtag, daddy did nothing wrong.
Hashtag, I fucked a crocodile once and then shot it. No homo.
Hashtag, your dad's a pedophile, not mine.
Hashtag, pedophiles for Trump.
Hashtag, sipping on that haterade.
Hashtag, did I mention I shot a crocodile?
Hashtag put Sleepy Joe on rep trial.
Cool. Hashtag Sleepy Joe for prison.
Hashtag Daddy bought Eric Crocs.
Hashtag Daddy went to Russia and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Hashtag not jealous at all.
Hashtag this is a real downspiracy.
Hashtag Florida loves me. Why not Daddy?
Hashtag D bags get degrees.
Hashtag Republicans are the crocodiles of America.
Hashtag crocodiles don't have to wear face masks. Hashtag I fucked an alligator once too. Way better than fucking a crocodile. No homo.
Well, I think we can both agree that there are no winners when it comes to Don Jr. Hashtag I'm a sad loser. Hashtag no homo.
Hashtag my father will never love me. Therefore, I will never truly love myself. Hashtag no homo. On behalf of Don Jr. and the entire Trump University family, the All Right News would like to extend its hearty congratulations. Let me get rid of this atrocity. Hearty congratulations to the Albright College class of 2020. From Albright to Prager University. Oh, this just in. The Prager University ceremony is wrapping up. MAGA boy.
Man, I'm a big boy, big man.
Okay, sure you are. So, look, did you learn anything about what happened? You know, still think everybody's lying to you except Donald Trump?
No. I know they're lying to me. I'm a college graduate. I can smell your liberal propaganda hoaxes from a mile away. Instead of trying to educate me, why don't you go jump off the roof of that old folks' home over there again?
Fair enough, MAGA boy. Man.
Thank you.
Fair enough. MAGA man. Goodbye.
Don't catch coronavirus on the way down. USA! 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 Take that, liberals! Donald Trump is America's king. USA! 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 USA!
Thanks for watching the All Right News half-hour report graduation special with Matt Bodick and Joey. I passed my math love.